Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1176. It is a good morning. It's also, it's the start of a new day. Had my doctor's appointment yesterday. Didn't go well. So we're going to do something different moving forward. No coffee? I've had my mushroom coffee for 2 weeks. Haven't tried it. Victor's in the house. He's tried his mushroom coffee. He loves it. I've not tried my mushroom coffee. So I need to cut back on my coffee. I need to cut back on my sugar. I need to cut back on my frozen pizza. I do need to exercise. So yeah, I'm gonna start my morning with water, and then I'm gonna do mushroom coffee. I'll do a cup or two of mushroom coffee. And I do want to ask Victor about, do you do it hot? I think I'm gonna have to do mine hot because I need that like coffee. Coffee is like nicotine. I mean, it's caffeine. It's like our bodies become addicted to it, just like nicotine. So I think I'm gonna have to wean myself off of coffee by having, at least initially, have it hot like coffee. So we'll see. So I'm gonna serve it hot. I'm gonna boil some water or something. I don't know how I'm gonna work it, but gonna do some mushroom coffee. And actually, if you read several studies, if you believe in those things, several studies have said that you should drink water right after you wake up because it like kickstarts your body and metabolism. And so drink water. I think you're supposed to wait like an hour after you wake up to drink coffee. Otherwise, I think what happens is if you just initially like just wake up 20 minutes later, start pounding coffee, like you just drink, like kind of the cycle that I'm in. I just drink coffee until I run out of the pot. And drinking a pot of coffee, probably not healthy. Start with water. So I'm not saying I'm completely kicking the coffee habit, but I think right now needs to be done. Yeah, my doctor's visit didn't go well. Which I hate going to the doctor. I hate going to the dentist. My blood pressure spikes. I have white coat syndrome. I am on blood pressure medication. That's kind of what inspired. This was just like my annual visit because I think 2022, when I went back and looked, I did go to the doctor in 2022 for my annual checkup. So I thought it was longer, but I guess not. So I hate going to the doctor. My blood pressure spikes. I tell the nurse I got white coat. It was really high. Like, if you Googled my blood pressure, it'd be like you're in cardiac emergency. Like this is not good. So of course that doesn't help. When I see that reading, those high numbers, I'm like, oh fuck. So we wait like 5 minutes. And I can tell a good nurse I can now tell who has good bedside manner and who doesn't. This nurse was okay. She was average. I had my previous doctor left the clinic. So I got a new doctor several years ago, and there was a nurse there, and she like freaked me out. She's like, "Oh, we got to keep," and she like kept taking readings, and it's like, this is not helping. This is not helping me. So this nurse yesterday was okay, and took a second reading, still high. Still second reading, the lower reading, really high, like off the charts high. I'm like, fuck, this isn't good. I am on medication, right? So doctor comes in. It's like, your blood pressure is really high today. I'm like, yeah, I know. So it's so high. How high is it? It's so high that you can't just use the excuse, it runs high at the doctor's. It'll be okay when I get home. You can't do that because it was so high. You know, if it's like 140 over 95 or 150 over 100, my blood pressure was a lot higher than that, than those numbers. You can't use that excuse. So he checked my heart. Oh, that's good. No murmurs, no skipping beats. Everything else looked good, just high blood pressure. So we talked. So I have a homework assignment, which I always do. So do at home checkups. My previous doctor, I think it was us. I had a previous doctor, but then there was he was on vacation or something during my appointment. So I had another doctor come in. And she put me on like another medication. I'm like, I don't want more meds. And then I'd go home and I'm like, I never like fainted from having low blood pressure, but there were times where it's like, ooh, you stand up quick and ooh. And so I did find out yesterday at my appointment, because I said, I'm like, well, I've been on this. I don't want to be on this. And I thought amlodipine was another one, and I was on 5 milligrams of amlodipine along with my lisinopril. They're like, well, he's like, oh, I think they should have started you off on 2.5 milligrams, not 5. So we're going to give that a whirl. But unfortunately, my blood pressure is so high, diet and exercise alone will not help. And I know this because I've done that route. This isn't my first rodeo with I've had high blood pressure since I was a teenager, into my 20s. In fact, when I was in my mid to late 20s, I was on an insurance plan through the radio station I worked at. It's like the premium spiked. So I went and shopped for my own insurance, and I was able to find a cheaper alternative. And so I had to go through, I had to do like my physical. My blood pressure was really high. Guess what? The insurance denied me because of my high blood pressure readings at my physical. So I had to go back to the doctor, and and get more readings. And the nurse was like, I can't believe you have this high blood pressure. Because I looked healthy. I looked healthier than I do now. I was 40 pounds lighter. I actually exercised back then. I still ate like shit, but so I did diet and exercise. I actually, surprisingly, you may not believe this, but I actually used to be very active. I used to not be a couch people. I used to run a lot, play basketball, be very active. And I did, I've been on multiple diets throughout my adulthood, and just hasn't. And I was the one who my previous doctor suggested. It is hereditary, runs in the family. So I'm like, I just put me on meds. Just put me on meds. So that was my doctor's visit. I did blood tests, and I'm glad I got my blood test done because it's been a couple years. There was something that, and this has also been reoccurring. I have low potassium levels in my blood, and actually I had. We're going to talk baseball cards today, by the way. This is like what happens when you get older. I remember we would go out when my wife and I, like, first dating and early on in our marriage. We used to go out with her dad was still alive. We would go out to dinner with her parents and their friends, like a monthly basis or whatever. And I just remember, like, certain people that we would go out with, like the entire dinner was talking about everybody's health issues. And it's like, God, this sucks. So I can only imagine what you're thinking. Like, just talk about baseball cards, you shithead. So so I got blood work done. I have low potassium. I actually was in the I had to go to the emergency room one time because my potassium levels were critically low. Thought I was having a heart attack. Critically low potassium levels, which that was on a med. It was diet had some to do with it. Medication had a lot to do with it. The cocktail of that particular medication, along with the diet that I had been on at that time, stress. I don't know if stress had anything to do with it, but there was some stress in my life as well. My dad was going through cancer stuff, and was in the ER, critically low potassium levels. Got off that medication because it was a diuretic. That blood pressure was a diuretic. So the good news, I got blood work done. I have low cholesterol. Hey, give me a donut. I have low cholesterol. My potassium levels are low. My sodium or chloride, I think, those levels are chloride, high sodium. Oh, it looks like it's going to storm outside. High sodium, low potassium. Doctor's note says we may look into this. So I think we're going to wait and do another reading at another time to see if it's andestrol and something where your kidneys hold back sodium and secrete potassium. So, which obviously high sodium, low potassium leads to high blood pressure. What's good? Potassium, bananas. What's bad? Salt, McDonald's. So that was my doctor's visit. Enough of my health talk. 12 minutes is enough. So, cheers. Max says it's more interesting than brackets. So I'm going to skip all the health comments because John Keating isn't my doctor. I'm not going to take your advice. I'll just skip all the health. We're going to talk ripping and flipping Bowman. My 10 blaster boxes were delivered yesterday from Walmart. I did get movement on my hobby boxes from Tops. They're on their way. My hobby boxes have reached Memphis, Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen. Memphis, Tennessee, which is have you ever been to Memphis? I actually really like Memphis. Of course, I was like 14 when I was there. I'd probably like it a lot more as an adult. The barbecue was amazing. So that's where my hobby boxes are. I'm starting to wonder. It's really dark outside. I'm starting to wonder. My labels were printed on Thursday night for my Tops hobby boxes from Tops. I thought like maybe my order got lost, right? It's like, oh, we printed a label, but we forgot to pack his order. And I went to the blowout forums, and sure enough, everybody else that ordered from Tops, at least on the blowout forums, were having the same, my label's printed, but nothing's moved. They finally started moving yesterday. And guess when they're going to be delivered? On release day. That's kind of the goal. That should be the goal. And I'm starting to wonder if there was, and I tweeted, and it gained a lot of ground. The Heritage Mini boxes, it is like black outside. I wonder if there's like a severe thunderstorm warning. Anyway, I swear I'll stop talking about how dark it's super dark. It's really pretty though when it's like super, like the sky is dark blue and the trees are bright green. It's actually pretty. Anyway, where was I? Tops Heritage Mini boxes. So we see all of these one of ones. There were like 4 one of ones, and Tops had tweeted out, hey, online exclusive, releasing tomorrow online, tops.com. Get your Heritage Mini boxes. And I go to eBay, and there's 4 1-of-1s already. And I'm like, wait. And apparently there must have been some miscommunication. They were both online exclusive, but also hobby shop exclusive as well. So that's what so I wonder if that has something to do with it. So my blasters were ordered from Walmart. And thanks to JW. JW, by the way, is the one who led us on to how early those were shipping. So Saturday morning, live here on Hobby Evolution, I put my order in for 10 blasters. Those were delivered yesterday. And then I was thinking, damn, I wish I would have ordered more. I almost put a second 10-box order in that would have been delivered because must have been after the deadline, would have been delivered today. But I got my 10 blasters. Most everything is listed. I just have veteran base cards 50 to 100. I still need to list, and I'll list those. List those here after I go on the show. So we're going to talk about ripping and flipping. I'm going to share my routine on ripping and flipping, and I'm going to share my results, my early results, which in 12 hours, pretty damn good. And if you watched the breaks of my first 3 blasters yesterday, pulled 2 autos. First 2 blasters, 2 autos. 1 auto is in my store as a buy it now. The green grass auto is I'm gonna check the forecast. It is like really dark. Brock Wilken green grass auto, which everybody on Twitter is like, whoa, that's an awesome hit. And I had a good buddy of mine, Jay, was like, hey, are you going to you want to sell that to me? Because he actually worked at Wake Forest where Brock Wilken played. And I'm like, well, I've got to put this on auction, and it's already at like $150. So good hits. And I've done well in the first 12 hours on the singles. Let's go to the chat. We'll share those numbers. Share my routine. How do you do it? Set cards in the house. What's up? Good morning. By my count, you've already sold 83 singles of 2024 Bowman in less than 24 hours. This one's for you, Abe. 83. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. I think there's a couple that have not been paid for. I downloaded my 2024 Bowman numbers, and I had 69 transactions. So that sounds about right because there were multiple volume transactions, not all singles. So 83 sounds about accurate. George, good morning. Good evening to George. Victor, what's happening? Mushroom coffee, healthy. Gonna try me some. I'll review it tomorrow morning, just what y'all want. Bo's review on mushroom coffee. Hey, speaking of reviews, I finished watching the Tom Brady roast yesterday. I had it on in the background as I was listing Bowman because I did not watch the first half of I'm watching these clouds roll. Is there going to be a funnel cloud pop out? I did not watch the first half live. So we caught the second half live on Sunday night. And then I read oh, this guy was great. And she was awesome. And I'm like, damn, I missed all of these. I just may have caught maybe those reviews were at the halfway point. Drew Bledsoe wasn't as good as I expect. And maybe because I watched the second half first, maybe I would, if I would have watched it chronologically, I would have thought different. But going back, Drew Brees was okay. Nikki Glazer killed it. She was really good. Who else was on in that first? Randy Moss. It was Randy Moss wasn't as bad. A lot of people were complaining about Randy Moss's talk of the like not winning a ring, and that was basically his entire spiel was how he didn't win a ring. And so it got really weird. Like at first it was like, okay, there's a few jokes about it, but that was like his entire routine. And it was weird. It was weird. And I'm sure that these guys did like there were joke writers like, okay, Jeff Ross or Kevin Hart or whoever they have on staff, I guess. They're writing these jokes. Okay, Randy Moss never won a ring. We're going to take this and run with it. This guy. So I still think Julian Edelman was one of the best roasters among the players. Hinchcliffe killed it, his routine. Brian Wolf says, trying to go run right now, but not motivated, already crapped twice. Ugh. Well, that's good. Well, maybe that's not good. Pooping twice might not be good. Red Light 34, what's going on? Good morning. Brian says this would be first run in years. Not like I'm just lazy today. Okay. I do. I've got a treadmill in the small workout room, and I've got one of those elliptical type things. Got one of those. Maybe I should use it. David, what's up? Good morning. Herman's in the house. Good morning. Brian says, got to become treadmill people. Start filming from there. You go. John says, I look like a Franciscan monk today. I've got my Cubs light hoodie. This was Jewel Osco. The Jewels. This was a stadium giveaway that I got in one of my Cubs grab bags at Cubs convention. Zach and Porter, what's up? Good morning. He says, congrats. Zach has jokes. James, what's going on? Yep. I know. Not good. Billy Joe, good morning. What's going on? Sal Dougie's in the house. Good morning. Orlando is here. What's happening? LRS stresses me out. My wife, last night, my wife was like, she was going to go outside and do some work on her computer out on the deck. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go downstairs. I've got more listing to do. And she's like, have you taken any breaks today? I'm like, yeah, I went to the fucking doctor. Yeah, I took a break. I went to the fucking doctor. I'm like, and she's like, well, maybe you should take a break. Maybe stress is leading to high blood pressure. And I'm like, stress? I sell baseball cards out of the basement. Do you think I have any stress? Like my biggest stressor is, oh man, it's going to rain. I can't mow today. Like that's my stress. Reading Low Roller Scratcher's comments about Bitcoin. That's my stress. And she's like, yeah, you're right. You have a pretty low stress job. Yeah, I've kind of got it made. It's kind of sweet. Brian says this is a sad episode. Just fast forward. Like it's too late now. I just don't want, if you don't want to listen to Bo's pathetic medical talk, fast forward past the 12-minute mark. Todd, good morning. The Red Sox Bowman prospects in your store got me. Thank you, Todd. Thank you. Brian's going to go take a run. Hey, I'm glad to influence you to run. Life is good. Thanks for reminding me to take my medicine. Take your medicine. Johnny M., good morning. He's in the same boat. Diet and exercise along with meds will definitely help. I often cringe when you're talking about your diet. Well, yeah, that's going to have to change. There comes a time where you can't eat frozen pizza and go out and eat chicken wings and every night. And I guess this is the time. This is the time I have to not eat shit anymore. Good morning, Harlan. What's up? Mark Marinello's in the house. Good morning. Cut back on the caffeine, beer, and crappy food. It gets dicey. I know. Being young. Young and wild and free. Matty Ice, good morning. Johnny M hates Brady and the Patriots, but I love the roast. I actually like Tom Brady. Belichick, don't really care for Belichick. I really don't care one way or another. Some of the guys, like Gronk, seems likable because he seems really dumb. Like Julian Edelman, like they both seem like the meathead frat boys. But Gronk was like the lovable, like he's likable. Julian Edelman was probably the meathead frat boy that would like do shit. Like he'd fuck with you. Gronk would be like, oh, it's cool, man. Let's go party. Gronk seems cool. Edelman, I don't know about him. He seems like a douchebag. Max says, more interesting than brackets. John wants to know, what version of Topps hobby boxes are you expecting? I am receiving Bowman hobby boxes tomorrow. Hey, speaking of Topps, I think I've now sold all of the factory sets that I acquired in that purchase a couple weeks ago. A $400 transaction yesterday. I sold one of the sets for $250 and another set for $150. So I think my gross sales on the factory sets were like $800 to $900, probably closer to $900 on the factory sets. I think I've sold every one of them. I may have one left, but I think I've sold them all. J2 Detroit says takes Topps longer because they needed to put your case hits in. Well, hopefully that's the case. I'd be open to that. Mark, good morning. Bought a box of Heritage at my local show this past Sunday. Had a blast opening them. Awesome. John says, I think you should wear more foundation when you visit the doctors. They see those pink cheeks coming and start adding pages to your chart. You know, I used to have, and I probably still do, my face gets red, like I blush at like, you can say like boobies and I'll just turn bright red, like in a public setting. Like here I can say boobies and it's not going to affect my blushing. But if we're like standing around like boobies and I'm like, Bo, your face is red. And so that makes it even more red. Stop looking at me. Sal Dougie says, still light on the northeast side. Might be an interesting drive to the out. It looked like from the clouds that were, now it's just gray. It was like super dark blue. Now it's just gray. It's now raining. And it looked like it was going north. It looked like it was going northeast. So head in your direction because I'm on the far west. Which cheeks? Oh, but Royals 417. Good morning. Bo facing his mortality reminds me of listening to Hobby Hotline. But Zach and John. It's like a roast. Zach and John going back and forth. Why are they called a blaster box? A hanger box makes sense. It hangs. I need context here. I think there's a reason. It might just be because they called them that. I don't know. Blaster box. I thought, where's Uncle Rich? I bet he could answer this. I thought there was a reason they were called blasters. Oh, here's the definition straight from the horse's mouth, Topps.com. Topps ripped. Blaster box. I don't think it's going to explain why it's named as such, but a blaster box is a type of retail box that is commonly distributed at large retail stores like Target and Walmart, as opposed to hobby shops or online exclusives. Blaster boxes tend to have fewer packs per box, like other retail products tend to have a lower price point, making them an accessible option for newcomers. So that does not answer the question. I think when they first came out, I think there were blaster boxes and booster boxes originally at retail. Couldn't tell you the difference and don't know why they're called blasters. John says, I have the same feeling of resignation. Value box stickers, because everyone blasts their contents on social media. There you go. John says, I could live in a potassium deficit if I had Bo's hair. It would be worth it. John says, the hobby boxes should be changed to industry boxes. James wants to know, how do you rip and flip? Rip and flip, baby. I'm going to share my ripping and flipping. I'm going to share my results, which have probably increased since we started the show. See if I see what is sold here in the last 30 minutes. If anything. Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, offer. Paid. Okay, so we do have some more sales. Legit curious, why do people track Bo's sales, and how do you have time? I think it's like a good measuring stick. You know, it's sometimes, you know, I often track other sellers to just see what's selling. So I don't think it's low roller scratcher. It's like, why? Like, I don't understand why he does it, because I don't think he sells on eBay. So that's a little weird, but for other sellers, I totally get it. Like, you just want to see, okay, it's helpful to see what's selling. 83 J2 Detroit says, is this the Bo sees a shiny object stream? It is. Although it's just gray and raining, so no more interruptions looking outside. There was too much Kevin Hart in the roast. There was too much Kevin Hart in the roast. Philly people don't know when to stop. My wife kept saying, poor Gronk. He did get piled on. Like, it was more of a I think Gronk, there's got to be stats on this. How many jokes were pointed at Gronk? How many jokes were pointed at Brady? I feel like it was more of a roast of Gronk. Anthony, what's up? Good morning. Never get on live here, being on the West Coast. Good morning. Love the content. Can't wait for the videos surrounding eBay. Just started with a scanner and CDP a few months back. Welcome to the chat. Good to have you. Max says, anything with Hart is too much. Dude is the most annoying actor, comedian ever. I thought he was okay. Normally, I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan, but I thought the roast was okay. I thought it was okay. John says, crap while you run. Hey, there you go. Multitasking is quality. Employers seek the most. It's a quality employers seek the most. Andy Max says, the roast was awesome. I agree. Tom says, being a Cubs fan is adding to your stress. From a Nationals fan, I know. Brian says, I love these episodes. While we are at it, have you been to the dentist and taken care of the abscess? Don't get me started on the fucking dentist. No, I haven't been taking care of that. I think they're just trying to get more money out of me. Tinfoil hat with the dentist. J2 Detroit says, it's always strange to me because I feel like Gronk has been around forever. Then I hear he's 34, and I'm like, that can't be right. He is young. John says, blaster boxes are changing to fun size. At $9.99, they're a blast to open. Oops, being told they're $29.99. You know, and I've said this, I've been saying this for years. Blaster boxes, even at $25 and $30, I think $30 is probably the correct price point. And yes, you can argue they've taken cards away, but I think $30 is a good price point for the amount. What do you get in a blaster? Bowman was $30 for a blaster. I mean, I'm going to go through my numbers, and yeah, these numbers aren't going to be a blast to open in 6 months, probably, on the rip and flip game that I play. Where the hell does it say how many cards? They don't even say that anymore, do they? 72 cards per box, 12 cards per pack, 6 packs per box. 72 cards, $30. I think today, that's a good deal. We're not paying 99 cents for gas anymore. We're not paying $50,000 for a house anymore. We're not paying $3,000 for a brand new car. Times change, prices go up. But I think it's a fair. I mean, we had $20 blaster boxes for like 15 years. I think they went from 10 to 20 in like 2007, 2008, somewhere. I went back and I looked it up once. And we didn't see a rise in blaster boxes until pandemic. It's like, I mean, and they're still like the Bowman U football, like $20. Like buy every. Remember the Bowman wall I had behind me, Bowman U. John says 4 to 15 packs. That's quite a range. Zach and Porter says the one time I need Klein and there's no good Morgan to be had. That card says I did it because I was curious. My blasters are arriving today. And that's another thing. Like, you want to see what's selling. Like, if you open a new product, like this is a perfect example to track my sales or track other sellers' sales. What do you do when you look up comps? You're looking at other sales, right? So it's just kind of a way to do it. And if you're a seller yourself, I've got a Walker Jenkins first chrome. How much is it? Oh, this guy, he's got a whole bunch listed. What are his other sales? And it's basically just a way to comp for your own sales. John wants to know, how do you track another seller's sales? Just go to eBay, go to sold. Let's have some fun. If I can get the right one. All right, here we go. John, you are the guinea pig. How do you track another sales? Well, you just go in and you go to John Keating's That 70s Card Store. Free advertisement for John. And so here's what he's got. Now, what's John selling? Let's see what John, let's be a stalker like Low Roller Scratcher. And let's see. Now, how in the hell do I do this from this screen? Usually I do it from my app. Search all items. Usually you should be able to sell. It's all categories, all items. All right. There's a way to find sold listings. And obviously I can't figure it out on the desktop. Here's John's feedback. We want to shop his store. Well, motherfucker. Apparently I'm an idiot. Well, let's just click on here, and it's really easy to do on the app. Let's see. Let's go to visit store. Oh shit. Now we're on a new screen. Things. I'm still fucking around here and can't figure it out. All right. You can go to sold listings. On the app, you just go to, on the app, it's super easy. You just go to like that homepage that we were on and go to see all and then filter. And then you can do all kinds of filters and sold items comes up, and that's how you find it. On the desktop, apparently I don't know how to do it on the desktop. Let's see. Max says, why? Because we are nosy. What's selling? Who's selling? Pretty easy answer. I agree. James says, yeah, I never get it. Either people are worried about his feedback and sales. Let the guy work. There you go. Zach says, Max, you would put heart in front of Carrot Top. No, Carrot Top is actually funny. Heart is like Chris Rock, only not funny. John says, it's amazing how dental care, which leads to many other health issues, is not covered by your standard health insurance plan. That is strange. Max says, I don't think a lot of stand-up is funny, so there's that. Hart versus Rosie O'Donnell. Oh, Kevin Hart. Carrot Top, white. Kevin Hart and Chris Rock, black. Uh-oh. Orlando says, George Carlin was great. Love George Carlin. Oh, my God. Max is going with Rosie. What? How can you pick Rosie O'Donnell over Kevin Hart? Kevin Hart versus Paula Poundstone. Stephen Wright, funny. Yeah, he's got that. Is he the really dry, like really like slow talker, dry? I think I like him. Kevin Hart versus Louis Anderson. Stephen Wright is genius. Set card says you have to go to see all items. Okay, can we try this again? All right. So here I'm on the all items screen, but I can't find anywhere to click. All listings, all conditions, shipping, and there's no filter. Where's the damn filter? Filter is what I'm looking for. See all. Oh, we got it. Okay, it's just not easy, but we can do it. Is this? Oh, it's over here on the left. More filters, or did we pass? Buying format. Apparently, it's super difficult on a desktop. I still don't know where the sold is. See, on the app over here, there's a filter, and it has like everything you need. It's crazy how much difference there is between the eBay app and the eBay desktop. Sold is there? I don't even. Oh, hey. Oh, Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm taking an algebra test trying to figure this shit out. Okay, so here you go. We finally got to John's. I want to remove that one. There we go. So here's some of John. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. So John sold a Deion Sanders rookie for $299. Hey, a Cliff Floyd autograph, $399. There's that poster. There's that 71 Tops poster. Hey, I did sell when I dropped my prices. I did sell a couple posters. My Gale Sayers. I sold 2 commons. I've got Gale Sayers Tops poster for $5. Nobody's buying it. Somebody bought a couple players I've never heard of. Oh, hey, Ron Santo. Look at that. 83 Donruss. Dale Murphy. 202. Ooh, getting creative on those prices. Renata Galasso, Pete Rose, $1.62. Hey, $4.99 for an Elvin. Is it Bethea? Jim Bunning, Harvey Haddix. Oh, there's a sweet little baseball pennant. It's a nice sale, $80. So that's how you see it. So it's like, well, and so you can always tell a bullshitter, like, I sell 500 cards a day. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. I can see your sales. So John, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He sold 7 items yesterday. So if John gets on his YouTube channel and says, I sell 300 cards a day. Where are we at? Max says false advertising. Looks like the superhero cards are 1990s. John says the superhero cards are under modern, non-vintage. Correct advertising. Let's see. I can't do it on the desktop either. Never have figured it out. Apparently, I was accused of being racist. So there's that. Max. Uh-oh. Mark says, what's your Mount Rushmore of comics? Oh, man, that's tough. I don't know. Carlin would probably be on there. And then I don't know, because I love like Steve Martin, but I don't particularly care for his stand-up. Like, I like his movies and I enjoy his Saturday, Richard Pryor is definitely on my Mount Rushmore. Richard Pryor, George Carlin. I don't know. I'd have to, some of the modern comedians, it's tough. And I don't know who I would put on. But Pryor and Carlin for sure. Kevin Hart has come up short lately with his stand-up stuff. But hey-o. All comedians run out of juice at some point. That's true. That is very true. Sold items. Louis Baines in the house. It's under show items on the left. There you go. There you go. It's right in front of your face. We saw it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Tasty cake crimpet icon. Crimpet. Crimpets are good. Steve Haynes comment. Where's Steve at? Louis Baines, Mount Rushmore. Richard Pryor, Robin Williams, Red Fox, George Carlin. Okay. I don't know if I've ever seen Red Fox routines. I'm sure I have. Robin Williams. Robin Williams was good. Andy Mack says, Norm Macdonald is on my Rushmore. Seinfeld. I might put Jerry Seinfeld on mine. You know what I like about Jerry Seinfeld's comedy is I feel like and I know when somebody's been a stand-up comic or a comic for 40 years, yeah, you're going to hear a lot of their same shtick. But Seinfeld's like stuff, just what like his brand of comedy is something is always going to evolve. Just what he, there's going to be something new that you can make comedy about. That dude from Duryea says, I argue with New Yorkers about Hostess versus Tasty Cake. Johnny M says, think Walmart has 24 Bowman in the store. Probably not yet. I would say, depending on when your Walmart stocks. If you know when your Walmart stocks, it'll be in when they stock. So the stores around here stock on Thursday, the one or maybe two. So I would imagine Thursday or Friday, but some stock early. I don't know. It just depends on your stores. John says Louis Bain is more evolved than the rest of us. Max says Robin Williams, George Carlin, and give me the next two random guys you think of, but they have to be white. James says he can't stand Seinfeld's voice. Brian Bourne's in the house. Mark Marinello said Red Fox had some filthy funny shit. J2 Detroit says Seinfeld does clean comedy, which they claim is harder because you can't get cheap laughs. And I fall for dirty jokes. You drop the F-bomb, I'm laughing. I think the F-bomb's funny. Herman says, wish Robin Williams was still around. Good morning, Vietnam. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was great. All right, so I'm ripping and flipping 2024 Bowman. The biggest key, we've talked about this before, ripping and flipping new product. The biggest key is getting it early. Now, it doesn't always work. Like last year, I ordered blasters from Tops.com last year. And Jim Gaffigan, I like Jim Gaffigan. I'm not going to put him on Mount Rushmore. I like Jim Gaffigan, not putting him on Mount Rushmore. This year, it's like, I'm going to order 3 hobby boxes. And I don't think Tops offered blasters on Tops.com this year. Ordered 3 hobby boxes. But guess what? They didn't ship them early like they did last year. But we found that little loophole, Walmart.com. Ordered 10 blasters. Shout out JW. Thank you. So I got my blasters on Monday. Was still able to get, a lot of early cards up, first to market on a lot of stuff. So how do you find out? That's just, sometimes you just have to walk the path and you got to figure things out on your own. And, if you were watching Hobby Evolution on Saturday morning, you find out, hey, JW is getting his boxes today, put an order in. Hey, it says it's going to deliver Monday. Let's put an order in. Like, well, what if I couldn't watch Hobby Evolution on Saturday? Well, tough shit. Sometimes you might miss out on Facebook Marketplace, the Grail collection on Facebook Marketplace, but you were too late because you didn't have time to get on Facebook today. Shit happens. You just got to use the resources you have and know and build upon those for future releases. So get out there, be first on the market. What really helps, Feed Scanner and Car Dealer Pro, I was able to get all of the listings minus the veteran base. Cards 50 to 100, which are kind of the, the least favorite, the least sellable, and especially at release, because that stuff, there's going to be a trickle. We want to get the hot stuff up first. So, by the way, Car Dealer Pro has 2024 Bowman in the database. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to identify the cards for you. But the checklist is in the database. So you just have to click, boom, click, boom, click, boom. You probably got to type in a few letters in each row, but that's all you got to do. You don't have to type out everything like I normally would if that checklist wasn't in the Car Dealer Pro database. Shit, I should scroll that freaking banner, 99centcards.com, baby. Get your Bowman in my store, buy 7 or more at regular price, save 25% off at checkout. So yesterday what I did, I ripped all 10. Of course, I sort. I was putting the hits in a pile, chrome in a pile, prospects over here, base over here, inserts in their own pile, and then I just started listing. And I listed the shit out of 2024 Bowman. How do you know what the prices are? Well, you just kind of make them up. My plan on new releases, new products like this, my strategy is sometimes you want to go high, like on an auto, go high and field offers. But on like base, I go to a price point where I feel it's not too high, where I'm not going to have to change it, where I'm still going to get some sales. With Bowman, I don't want to just start it out at 99 cents, right? Like I did with Top Series 1. Top Series 1, 99 cents. Bowman, not going to do that. So my floor was $1.75 on the $1.75 on non-first prospects on base, and then $2.50 floor on the first Bowman papers. I think $4 was chrome on the first. And did really well. I did adjust. I went with a different strategy because of one of my hits yesterday, was the Brock Wilken Green Grass Auto, numbered out of 99. I didn't even know. It's like, oh, it's a Brewer. It's probably a $30 card. No, it's not. It's really good. It's the bidding's over $100 right now. So I put it on auction. I hate auctions, but this is one of those rare occurrences where I'm going to run an auction. And I actually ran auction on, I think, 4 of the cards. Let me filter out, do auctions. So the Brock Wilken Green Grass Auto bidding is currently at $127.75. I also pulled the Brock Wilken Refractor out of $4.99, non-auto. Current bidding on that is $8.50. I pulled a James Wood Prospect Power Up, which I love those inserts. Very cool. James Wood Green of 99, it's at $8.50. And the Termar Johnson Green Top Prospect card is at $2.25. So those are the auctions. Those are 24-hour auctions, because first on the market, get in, get out. Get in, get out. That's your strategy on the rip and flip. So now this is as of 7 a.m. I've made, looks like eight sales since. So as of 7 a.m., I had sold, I think Set Card said 83 total cards in 69 transactions. My gross sales, $300. That is gross. So you got to take out your fees and your postage. So I'm looking at roughly $150 to $160, roughly 50%, because some of those are going to have 10% off for 10% off promotion fee. A couple of transactions were 7 or more for 25% off. So that's going to all balance out. It's going to be about 50% after it's all said and done. $150 in the first 12 hours. Let's see. Dan says, have you heard if CDP is working on Marvel cards? Not sure. Check out the Discord and they can answer those. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but they can probably help you out. What's up, Dan? Good morning to you. Good evening to you, I should say. James says, got to remember it's retail. Take offers on everything that's not numbered. I've got offers I'm sitting on, and here's and I want to say, yes, I accept offers on everything I list because I want to sell stuff. But I'm careful with the offers because I'll get a flood of offers on certain cards, and then an hour later they sell at full price. So I am careful with what offers I accept. I've accepted a couple offers, but I'm getting a lot of like $2 offers on a $2.50 card where there's going to be enough buyers for this at $2.50. I'm not going to entertain these offers right now. So maybe later today, as those offers expire, usually 24-hour offers, maybe I'll go back. It's like, okay, this hasn't sold in 24 hours. I'll entertain these offers. John says, what percentage of cards ripped in these new boxes can you actually sell on eBay? Honest question. Well, if you get first on the market and you get everything listed, I think it's fair to say within, and I'm just trying to go by, because I don't know the number. I can't answer like 35% of my Topps cards sold or 40% of my Bowman cards sold. But I filled let's see, Topps Heritage. I list everything, yes. So let me just show you. So 2024 Heritage, I ripped and flipped a case. So this 4-row box was completely full. Plus, like hits were on the side. I think I had this was probably 5 rows, a case of Heritage. And now, just so you can see where we're at, and I'd say that's probably, well, I don't want to, wrong way. So I'd say about half, maybe a little more than half of the 2024 Heritage is sold, and that's been out for what, 5 weeks? So, and yes, I do list every single card minus, I think, 6 or 7 Cubs cards out of this Bowman. I held back. I think I held back all the Pete Crow Armstrong rookies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I think there's a couple in the other room. So a dozen Cubs cards I held back. Everything else listed. Card Hobbyist says 60% of the time they sell all the time. John says, more than I thought. I figured most would be Card Show Dime Box. No. I mean, I move. It's great. Top Series 1, just singles sell like crazy. The only one, and I probably won't, I'm going to go back now that it's been probably a couple months since Top Series 1. That's a given. I'll do Top Series 1 rip and flip again. Topps Big League, based on the box, there's a lot of cards left in that box. It's probably a break even or slight profit on Big League. That's not going to be something. Maybe I'll buy a couple boxes next year, but I won't buy a case. Topps Heritage, absolutely, we'll do that again. Bowman, always. I don't buy a case of Bowman, but maybe next year I buy 3 hobby boxes and 20 blasters instead of 10. So, and we'll do Series 2. Maybe I'll try Series 2. I've never ripped and flipped Series 2. I expect less results, obviously, for Series 2 than Series 1, but if Shota Imanaga has a card in Series 2, I'm all about it. So, and they do have the first pitch inserts, which I'm excited for. I love those first pitch inserts. They haven't done them in almost 10 years, I think. I think 2017 was the last year they did them. Let's see. Zach and Porter says Don West could have sold all of them and the box they arrived in. And Joe West would have tossed them all. So 99centcards.com. Get your Bowman fix in my eBay store. So when I ran the report right before I went live, I was at 69 transactions. And I can just do a search. Oh, and you know what? Here, let me show you how you do this. So and I think somebody asked me yesterday, well, how do you know? Shit, I've got a bunch of eBay windows open. Hopefully this is the right one. Okay. So all you do, and first off, you have to make sure that you are, and this is easy for titles. And you could do this probably by custom SKU. I do it by title because it's the easy. Yeah, you could sort by custom SKU. You just have to know which SKUs, which just write them down. Like, oh, here's the SKUs that I put 2024 Heritage in. So you can sort by SKUs. I just do item title. This is 2024 Bowman. Now, once there's more Bowman, once Bowman Chrome, Bowman Draft, it's going to be, but that stuff's not going to come out till later. So 2024 Bowman, I'll be able to use this search for a while. 2024 Topps, as soon as Series 2 comes out, I'm going to have to get that final report done. Otherwise, I'll just have to do the SKU. But go to Manage Orders. So go to Orders here, go to All Orders, and that brings you to Manage All Orders. Go to Item Title, type in 2024 Bowman, and that will bring up, so 72. So we've had 3 transactions since this morning. Now you can download this report. That'll open up a spreadsheet, and you can do, now you need to make sure that the multi-transactions will show up. Do I still have the order report? So let me see if I can share that window. Remove. Share screen. I want a window. eBay reports. Oh, I probably don't want to. There we go. Let's see. Okay, can you see that? All right. So you need to be careful in your eBay reports because, this is a multi-transaction. What happens in the eBay report, this total will also appear in this field. So 5 cards here. So you've got to delete that number. Otherwise, it's going to be inflated. Your sales will be inflated. So, and there's a couple you see. I had to delete that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. So those are the multi-card. Here's a 9-card order. So there you go. That's how I look at it. And yeah, you can do that with SKUs. Like, okay, I purchased this collection, and I'm going to put all of the cards in box 25. So all of box 25 is from this collection. So you can go and you can do your 25A. And I don't know if you can do multiples at the same time. By item SKU. Let's see. What's 25J, I think, is where I started. Nothing in 25J? Maybe it's, because you got to have the exact, I think it's box 25, tab J. There you go. 9 sold out of that tab. All right. Let's see. John says, congrats to all of the great comedians mentioned this morning and to Carrot Top as well. Jackson Holiday looks like Carrot Top in Unicorn Cupcake's opinion. Thank you, Orlando. He's going to go for a walk. Oh, wait. He's telling me to go for a walk and eat something healthy. It's raining. I can't go for a walk. I guess I could jump on the treadmill. Alrighty, hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Shop my eBay store. Buy some Bowman. 99centcards.com. Buy 7 or more cards at regular price. You'll save 25% off at checkout. What else is going on? That's about all. We're going to do this again tomorrow. What day is tomorrow? Wednesday. Tomorrow's trash day. Only trash day. So have a wonderful Monday. Like, subscribe, visit my eBay store, bid on the auctions, and we'll see you tomorrow.